Hello guys, I am your host Natalia. I welcome you in our social media network Badar. Before going towards our video, I recommend you to watch till end and subscribe our channel to watch more like this. Introduction. The Cuban Revolution, which took place between 1953 and 1959, was a defining moment in Cuban history. Led by Fidel Castro and a group of revolutionaries, it resulted in the overthrow of the authoritarian regime of Fulgencio Batista and the establishment of a socialist state in Cuba. In this video, we will explore the causes, key events, influential figures, and lasting impact of the Cuban Revolution, a revolutionary movement that continues to shape the political landscape of the Caribbean nation. 1. Background and causes of the Cuban Revolution. Cuba had a long history of political and economic inequality, with a significant wealth gap between the ruling elite and the majority of the population. The Batista regime, known for its corruption and repression, was closely aligned with the interests of foreign powers, particularly the United States. The growing discontent among the Cuban people, coupled with the influence of revolutionary ideologies, created fertile ground for a popular uprising. 2. The attack on the Moncada barracks. On July 26, 1953, a pivotal event occurred when Fidel Castro and a group of revolutionaries launched an audacious attack on the Moncada barracks in Santiago de Cuba. Although the attack failed, it marked the beginning of the revolutionary movement and demonstrated the resolve of the rebels in challenging the Batista regime. 3. Fidel Castro's leadership in guerrilla warfare. Following the failed attack on Moncada, Fidel Castro was arrested and imprisoned. Upon his release, he fled to Mexico, where he regrouped with fellow revolutionaries, including Che Guevara. In 1956, Castro and his forces returned to Cuba, launching a guerrilla campaign from the Sierra Maestra Mountains. This campaign garnered widespread support from the Cuban peasantry and further weakened Batista's hold on power. 4. Popular support and triumph of the revolution. The Cuban Revolution gained momentum as Castro's forces, known as the 26th of July movement, successfully engaged in guerrilla warfare against Batista's military. The movement gained popular support from various sectors of Cuban society, including workers, students, and intellectuals. As the revolutionary forces closed in on Havana, Batista fled the country on January 1, 1959, leading to the triumph of the revolution. 5. Implementation of socialist reforms. After assuming power, Fidel Castro and his government embarked on an ambitious program of socialist reforms. Land was redistributed to peasants, education and healthcare were made accessible to all, and foreign companies and interests were nationalized. The revolution aimed to reduce economic inequality and assert Cuba's sovereignty in the face of historical foreign influence. 6. Tensions with the United States and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Cuba's socialist direction and close relationship with the Soviet Union led to tensions with the United States. The U.S. government implemented economic sanctions and tried to isolate Cuba diplomatically. The height of these tensions came in 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a dangerous standoff between the U.S. and the Soviet Union over the presence of nuclear missiles in Cuba. Conclusion. The Cuban Revolution was a transformative and influential chapter in Cuban history, symbolizing the determination of a people to challenge oppression and strive for social justice. Fidel Castro's leadership and the resilience of the Cuban people against formidable odds created a new socialist nation in the Caribbean. The legacy of the Cuban Revolution continues to inspire and polarize, shaping Cuba's political trajectory and international relations to this day. Understanding the revolution's complexities and historical context is vital in appreciating its impact on Cuba and its significance in the broader context of revolutionary movements around the world.